Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
We think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome to Radio AMB, designed for those who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Schmucker, a licensed cosmetologist who's been in the business for over 40 years. Radio AMB, which stands for American Made Beauty, is where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. Our segment sponsor today is AmericanMadeBeauty.com. It's a beauty platform designed to help customers find beauty companies that are implementing the industry's best practices to bring you quality products and services. Go to AmericanMadeBeauty.com as we've just launched our e-commerce site. And we've got wonderful brands available for you to purchase, and they're all verified American-made beauty. So today, my guest is a gentleman that has circled in the industry about the same time that I have. Ryan is currently the president of 7 Haircare, and Ryan Seiverson has a long history of being involved in the industry. His company is based in Seattle, Washington. But he was raised here in Orange County. So all of the years, for those of you who've been listening to the program, all of the years that I've been here in Southern California, our universes sort of revolved around each other. He's been a surfer and a skater, and he developed a taste for the easy yet fashionable lifestyle of Southern California. With professional relocations to cities such as Seattle, Washington, and New York, his fashion sense and his business acumen was rounded out. He now lives back in Southern California and leads the startup hair care brand called 7. Previously, Ryan was the president and CEO of Alias Group USA. It's a brand that represents a variety of different brands, including Phyto, and which is distributed in several professional salons and department stores and specialty retailers throughout the U.S. and Latin America, as well as through e-commerce sites and Amazon Luxury Beauty. Prior, Ryan was vice president of North America sales for Bumble&Bumble, which is an Estee Lauder company, where he oversaw the sales, applied marketing, and field education for the professional salon and prestige retail channels. He's got 26 years of experience, and I'm just delighted to have him here with us as he talks a little bit more about what he's doing at this point. So, Ryan, welcome to us here at American Made Beauty.
Thank you so much, Patty. Very happy to be on the radio with you.
Well, so you grew up here in Southern California. Tell us a little bit about how a life being a skater and a surfer led you to beauty.
Thank you. Glad to tell that story. As you know, I grew up in an idyllic area. It's really a beautiful place, all of Southern California for that matter. It's always a good time to be out and about, and I took part in a great many activities as I was growing up. My parents encouraged me to play sports. I played a number of different sports. In my free time, I spent with my buddies skating at what I would consider to be the early stages of the skate revolution in the 70s and then early 80s. And living just about 5 miles from the beach, was always ready to throw my boards on my Schwinn cruiser and ride it on down to either Huntington or Newport Beach and spend my time there. So it's easy to reflect now and say, well, I really love the great outdoors and I had this active lifestyle, but, you know, when I was growing up, I wasn't even realizing it. It's just what I did. And I'm very happy for the area and the childhood that I had there. But I've now moved around a number of times around this country and been around the world, and happy to do that as well.
And that really is for those that don't know Southern California, it really is a beautiful environment where even in this day and age, kids still live in small communities where, like you said, you throw your skateboard on your bike and you headed down to the beach and you could camp out and just really experience the world. Was there something about that early Southern California outside living that it affected your fashion sense?
I would say so. Yes, I was particular, as long as I can remember, about what I wore. Mm-hmm. And also in the area, influences included the film industry, mm-hmm. of course, and music. I was growing up in an era when music was changing. There were a lot of factions, and I like to consider my tastes to be complete and eclectic. So I was at heavy metal concerts with my older brother, and I was at home watching MTV with my buddies, waiting for the next Duran Duran video to come on.
Right.
And so picking up on those influences from music, movies, and ultimately became very concerned about everything I wore, from my socks to my shoes to my jacket, and that lives with me today. That's not something that leaves you.
Right. And so, did you go to school here in Southern California?
I did, yes. Mm-hmm. I spent most of my childhood all the way up into my early adulthood in the Orange County area. Went to high school there, and ultimately then went to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Southern California. So most all of my schooling was in Southern California.
So Phyto, we've actually had Tina Perez from Phyto on the show in the past. So our listening audience anyway, can go back and listen to that if you weren't part of that. And so when you went to Phyto, did you do the beauty program, or was it still fashion?
I did the fashion design program.
Okay.
I had one of those talks with my dad when he asked, if you could do anything you want to do with your life and in this world for a living, what would that be? And my answer was, I'd love to make clothing. Mm-hmm. Gianni Versace was my idol at the time, and I thought, if I could do that, it would fulfill all of my greatest dreams, mm-hmm. from creativity, commerce. I had these pretty grand ideas about what I would become, as you should when you're entering a program like that. It's a very competitive program, and ultimately one that I have to tell you, I didn't succeed at.
Uh-huh.
There are a number of things that you need to do particularly well in order to be a fashion designer. Uh-huh. I would narrow it down to just 3 key items. One, you need to have a creative concept, and you need to be able to convey that concept. You need to take an idea and then draw it out so that you could pitch or sell somebody on that concept. The second is that it seems obvious. You need to be able to sew.
Right.
Really well. You need to be dexterous. You need to be really good with the sewing machine. And the third is you need to be able to take a 3-dimensional design, place it in 2 dimensions, it's pattern drafting, and then bring it back to 3 dimensions by ultimately, sewing and placing it on a body. And I got to tell you, Patty, I was only good at one of those things.
Wow. And let me guess which it was.
Are you going to guess?
Yeah. I'm going to say it was the creative concept.
It was not.
No.
It was pattern drafting.
Okay.
So if I now, go back and live my life again, knowing what I know about myself now, I have a good balance of the creative side and the analytical side. Uh-huh. So I was able to take that 3-dimensional object, put it in 2 dimensions, and then bring it back to 3 dimensions. I don't have the dexterity to be an amazing seamstress, and I can't really draw.
Okay.
All of this, of course, is okay because, I find myself now in a fashionable industry, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's great. And so did you get introduced then at Phyto to the beauty program, or where did the career start down the beauty trail?
Well, I made a best friend there.
Uh-huh.
I made a good friend, actually somebody who was my complement in that he struggled with pattern drafting and I struggled with my fashion sketching, and we helped each other out to the extent that we could. And he became my best friend, and after Phyto, he took the beauty path first. He actually worked for, if I'm not mistaken, Caesar's Aveda. He was a territory manager in the Santa Barbara to Thousand Oaks area, whereas I went off, got married, and moved to the Seattle area and worked in technology.
Okay.
So we took a very, very different path, he and I did. He went straight from design to beauty, and he's made a tremendous living and business out of it. And you probably can assume by now that he's the one that was my connection to the beauty industry over 20 years ago.
Right. And what was his name?
Jeff Saylor.
Of course, Jeff Saylor. Yeah. Of course, Jeff. And Jeff and I have had an opportunity to cross paths most recently. So, yes, absolutely. I remember Jeff very well.
Well, he's, to this day, my best friend. But more than that, he is my brother-in-law.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so we started dating sisters, and we actually married them both. So isn't that wonderful? My best friend became my brother-in-law.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And how small a world. And when we began talking, I didn't have that connection either. So it is definitely these worlds that were revolving around each other, as I said at the beginning, but not quite connecting. So you left and you went up to the Seattle area and got involved in technology. So bring us full circle in terms of how that led you back into beauty.
Well, I had 7 wonderful years up in the Puget Sound area. I worked for a small family-owned electronics company, and at the time, my key customers were Sony of North America, Nintendo USA was based up there, Microsoft, of course, is based up there, and so I was exposed to an outsized world of technology when I worked up there. And because I believe I worked for a small company, I was given opportunities to grow that I wouldn't have received otherwise. For example, I started in customer service. I became a customer service manager, and by the age of 23, they gave me my own store. By the age of 25, they gave me a second store. I was a district manager at the age of 25. It was incredible. Now, I certainly took my business seriously, and I invested in my continuing education so that I could take on these additional responsibilities. And that's what I loved. I enjoyed technology and electronics, and to this day I am still a tech geek and a pretty early adopter of new things. But it was really leading people that I got the most satisfaction out of. When my team grew from 4 to 6, that was very exciting for me. When my team grew from 6 to 10, that was very exciting for me. And I've always sought opportunities to have more responsibility for more people. I finally, after keeping in touch with Jeff, he was working in the beauty industry, and as I mentioned, his territory was Santa Barbara to Thousand Oaks. You know that 101 corridor?
I sure do.
It's gorgeous, and he would constantly try to convince me that he had the best job in the world. He was calling on salons and spas. He was talking to people who have a genuine warmth about them. In our industry, as you know, it's just full of warm people, most of them solely dedicated to making other people feel good about themselves.
Right.
He finally convinced me to move back to Southern California, be closer to family. By this time, we had our first 3 daughters.
Okay.
And being closer to where we grew up, where my wife grew up, and taking a chance on a position in the beauty industry, it's just all aligned for us, and we made the trip back here, drove on down, and started our beauty career here, and it was the best decision I'd ever made.
That's great. So, unlike Jeff, who was working for me at Caesar's Beauty Products, you went and started with KMS.
I did, yes.
Okay.
I worked for, again, a family-owned company, Jamie Mazzata and family, based in Redding, California. I was given a sales territory in Los Angeles, and it was the one brand. It was a focused effort. We sold only one product. We were very well trained. We understood the ingredient system. We understood at a molecular level how the product worked on hair, and we went out and just talked to as many salons and spas about it as we could. And I appreciated, again, that focused effort on a brand that we believed in, and that's how I got my start in field sales for KMS.
And so when you take that and you fast forward it into moving into various different types of opportunities where you stepped from a territory management into managing an entire sales force and ultimately to the CEO of a company, are the courage and the foresight that one needs to be able to take advantage when opportunities present themselves, where does that come from for you?
Well, I remember being asked at one of my earlier interviews in the beauty industry, what are my motivations? What gets me up in the morning? What is going to assure this employer that they don't need to watch me because they could just rest assured that I would be doing what I needed to be doing? And I thought, well, that's very simple. I have 4 daughters and a wife, and my life, which I take seriously. I take everybody's lives seriously that I'm responsible for. So I don't really need any extra motivation. Nobody needs to, make sure that they dangle a carrot for me. I want to do well by my family. I want to do well and right by myself. And as noted, seeking opportunities to lead larger teams of people, I wanted to do right by them. But the opportunity to grow into an executive position was a real, I'd say, marriage of 2 important factors. Mm-hmm. One was my desire to become a more complete manager. General management requires you learn logistics and human resources and legal and finance. These are things that I had to learn along the way. So I had to have the desire to do so, and then I needed to have a company give me the opportunity to learn those things and to present programs, development programs, schooling, executive programs that would put me in a position to be that president and CEO. And I'd like to recognize the Estee Lauder companies for being that other element that made it all possible. I grew so very much while working for them and the bumble&bumble brand over the years that it's really just the organization and the culture of the Estee Lauder companies that is as much to be recognized as my own efforts in that sense.
That's exciting. And when you think back on that time, is there something that stands out in terms of sort of an aha moment as a new CEO of a company?
Well, when I had the opportunity to become a CEO of a company, it was moving from a vice president position at an American-based company to president and CEO for a French company.
Right.
And so the aha moments I had was, even with Google Translate and others who could help me translate the language and emails and such, again, growing up in Southern California, I learned Spanish.
Right.
The people who took French as the second language, right, in school, you're like, why are you taking French?
Right.
So I not even barely a working knowledge of French. I was prepared to be patient and learn the language. But my biggest aha moment was to discover how remarkably different the business culture is of a French company versus an American company. And to compare and contrast, not to call one better than the other, they're just different.
Right.
In the U.S., we are keen to adopt new technologies. We are keen to get at the forefront of e-commerce, for example. And the French business culture, I found, is more deliberate, careful, and slow in some cases. So I joined the French-American Chamber of Commerce New York City chapter. Best thing I did when I worked for the LS Group for that time, because I got a mentor, and the mentor shared with me, okay, here's why this may very well be. You may be observing these things, and here's why. In France, everything is centralized, Paris, and there's thousands of years of history, right? There's a lot of business history behind it. And in the U.S., we're effectively still, toddlers on the world stage, a few hundred years old. And we haven't tried everything and failed, whereas the French think, why would you try something if you think it might fail? It's a different ideology.
Different ideology. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to hear more about these grand adventures that you've had an opportunity to have, Ryan. We're here with Ryan Seiverson of 7 Haircare, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about 7 and what makes it a unique brand. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com, and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. This is Patty Schmucker, and you're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. I have the distinct honor of having Ryan Seiverson with 7 Haircare with us today, and we've been talking about his adventures growing up in Southern California, getting the opportunity to start in the beauty industry, working for the Estee Lauder company associated with bumble&bumble, and then ultimately working for a French company. Ryan, you were talking a little bit about learning the difference in culture between a French company and an American company. And when you, how long were you with that company before you made your most current change?
A little over 2 years.
Okay. And so what was the motivation? So you were out there working in the world and having an opportunity to see a difference in culture. What motivated you to get involved with 7 Haircare?
Well, 7 was one of my clients. 7 is first a salon, a great, successful salon in the Pacific Northwest, and my connection to them goes all the way back to when they first opened. My motivation for going East Coast to West Coast, I think it's worth noting that while I was working in New York for the better part of 6 years, I was living in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I was commuting. L.A. to New York City, and that was exciting at first. And
it just comes in my head as a giant pain in the rear.
It's quite a commute.
Right.
I know. You think you're the most special person in the world until you realize there's quite a few other people who do what you do. I remember seeing them on the same flights as me. I thought, aha, you do this too, don't you? So that's not the only reason, but the calling back to Southern California was strong. And especially in the last 5 years, I have observed the independent beauty brands, both hair and skin and color cosmetics. I'm sure you're even more familiar with them than I am. From San Diego to Seattle, the West Coast is the indie beauty hotbed of the U.S., if not the world.
That's right.
I made a connection back to 7 the salon, which created its own hair care line. It was large and successful enough to create its own hair care line to sell in its salon. And the owners wanted to expand its distribution outside of the salon in Seattle and the Pacific Northwest, for that matter. And so in some early consultations with them, they asked me for a few ideas. I shared them what I thought would be the right plan for the brand, and then they brought me on as the company's first president.
Right.
Here I've been for now, having celebrated my 1-year anniversary with them recently.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And so with the opportunity, I mean, Bumble and all of the Phyto and some of the other brands that you've had an opportunity to be involved with, what's special about 7? What's garnered your attention?
I would say first that many salons develop their own product lines. They do so either through manufacturing contractors or private label, but very few of them are really successful in doing so. Product development is a challenge, a great challenge. Everything from sourcing the right bottles so that the product dispenses properly to, of course, the ingredient system and the formulations and the performance of the product. And I think 7 woke up to the fact that their product truly was well formulated. It was natural inspired. We take a natural path to product performance. We use over 60 natural ingredients, including botanicals and antioxidants. And this is a movement that shows no signs of slowing up. I wanted to be a part of a brand and a company that truly stands behind this natural path, because I think it's the way of the world, and as well it should be.
And so with regards to ingredients, it's a botanical-based brand, and how many SKUs altogether are in the brand?
We currently have 31 unique products and quite a few more in development. And those 31 products are in collections by moisture, volume, repair, color care, and such. It's a well-rounded line that, if you can imagine, we have over 60 stylists in our salon in the Seattle area, and they have many different types of clients, and they're looking for many different looks. They need the tools that are going to give them the looks that they're hoping to achieve. We believe that your hair is the most important thing you wear. And so our approach to care, styling, and beauty is in that vein. We set out to create touchable, luxurious, three-dimensional hair. And we find more and more that you can absolutely formulate your products naturally and achieve those results.
Right. And it would seem that the salon with 60 stylists, it presents a really unique opportunity for your own lab, if you will, where you're incubating and seeing needs and things like that as far as what clients' hair is responding to these different products that you're developing.
That is absolutely correct. And I would temper that by noting, throughout the rest of this country, there's different climates, there's different ways that people like to wear their hair, style their hair. Certainly Southern California is different than the Pacific Northwest, which is different than the greater Chicago area, and so on. And we test our products in the hands of those stylists, but we also extend the testing to other stylists from around the country because we want to become a well-rounded beauty brand. Part of my job, really the mandate, is to take the brand from its local roots in the Pacific Northwest, its beloved roots there, and bring it to a national stage, and this is what we're working on.
That's great. That's great. And as you look at moving forward with the brand, is there a strong educational component? We've got about a minute left, but you're also doing a lot of education as well with the brand, right?
We are, and again, it's something that inspires me about this industry of salons and spas. We're constantly seeking to educate ourselves to become better and better. We don't rest. And so we have a three-tiered approach to education that begins in our salon. It extends to local education. If you're in Orange County or in Phoenix, Arizona, or in Denver, Colorado, we have educators locally that can come to salons and teach. But we also have master educators and editorial stylists from New York to San Diego, where we do special events that help support some of our most important initiatives.
Great. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about some of that education and some innovation that Ryan and the team at 7 Haircare are working on for the future. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Hi, thanks for joining us. This is Patty Schmucker, and we're here on Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. And I'm delighted to be talking with Ryan Seiverson of 7 Haircare, a Pacific Northwest hair care brand that is an indie brand breaking into the market. And Ryan's been telling us a little bit about what makes the product specifically unique and some of the advanced educational offerings that they have. Ryan, tell us a little bit about some of the innovation that you guys are working on at this point at 7.
I'm very happy to do so. It's one of the reasons I wanted to be in an executive position, because I wanted to be able to see the vision 6, 12, even 24 months out, and we have a lot of good things coming to our industry and to our clients. First, we are going to be launching a supplement. So we're going to move a bit from being just a salon hair care brand to more of a beauty brand. It's called Opti Biotin Supplement, and it is through a proprietary blend of botanicals and antioxidants. It aid in the absorption of the biotin, and biotin is well regarded for its properties, giving you the ability to grow stronger hair faster. As well, since it is really keratin production that we're talking about, it's just as effective for nails, the health of your nails, and even to a certain extent the health of your skin. I think the movement toward and the recognition that supplements, dietary supplements, can improve one's overall health is a big step that we're taking as a brand to come to market with this innovation.
Well, and very timely from the standpoint that more and more consumers, and particularly millennials, in fact, I believe that the statistics are majority, we've already met critical mass, are interested in beauty from the inside out. So the way we take care of our hair and our skin is, in another 10 years, will be less about what we slather on the surface of our skin and hair and more about what we're eating. So very much on trend with what's happening.
That is very well put. That is just the way we see it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, back to our mantra, we believe your hair is the most important thing you wear, and you can take care of it from the inside out. And making us a more complete beauty company, that's what this launch should very well do. It's coming out just in about a month's time. It will be available in our partner salons and on 7haircare.com.
Great. That's very exciting.
Further, we have, just on the heels of that, new innovation in that product that you glop on the hair. We are getting, the technology has advanced a great deal in hair coloring, and the use of hot tools shows no sign of slowing down. As a matter of fact, I remember some 10, 12 years ago doing some studies on sales of blow dryers and irons, curling irons, flat irons, thinking, the industry believes that this is going to slow down. None of that has happened. It has only continued to progress. As we become more aggressive with our heat styling tools, and as we become more aggressive with our hair color, from the shades to the techniques to the lifting, as you know, Patty, all of those damage the hair. There is no getting around it. You cannot color hair without damaging it to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot apply 400 degrees of heat to your hair without damaging it somewhat.
Right.
We have an innovation that I'm very excited about that in a care system of shampoo, conditioner, and a leave-in spray actually repairs the bonds that are broken during the color process, during chemical processes, even the bonds that are broken due to heat implements and appliances.
Okay, so tell us how that works, Ryan, because our audience, we've spent a lot of time. We've talked about the cuticular layer of the hair and the cortex and the medulla, and so I think there's a foundation here among our audience of the basics of hair. So tell us how the technology actually repairs the bond that's broken during these services.
Well, the proprietary ingredient system we'll be announcing shortly. We're actually working with our manufacturer on that, claims and otherwise. So this is coming out likely around the holiday season for us. But in short, it is the disulfide bonds that are damaged through chemical processes and through heat. So as you noted, if you're going to color hair, for the most part, you're lifting the cuticle, you're either removing color and depositing color, or you're depositing color. And in the case of heating, you're adding superheat through the cuticular layer to the cortex and breaking disulfide bonds. This causes hair to lose its elasticity, to lose its strength, and to lose its vibrancy.
Right.
It can do so if the cuticle remains open, then it's not reflecting light well, and I think most women, if you ask them what is your largest concern about your hair, it's damage. They couldn't tell you necessarily what kind of damage. They don't know if it's cuticle damage or bond damage or otherwise. But what we do know is that in almost every case of damaged hair, the bonds have been damaged. And we have a proprietary blend ingredient system that is throughout the shampoo, the conditioner, and the leave-in spray that repairs those bonds at a molecular level, bringing back the strength, the elasticity, and the shine of the hair.
And that's very exciting to be able to have that, because I think that, understanding that being able to lay down that cuticle layer, being able to have those bonds come back together, those disulfide bonds are what breaks down in that process, leaves the hair shiny and easy to comb through as well, Ryan?
It does. Less breakage as a result, and honestly, we use the term style memory a lot in our industry. Effectively, it's your hair will style the way you want it, and it will stay the way you wanted it because the bonds are there. The strength of the hair has been returned. Now, this is a technique that has been applied in salons for quite a few years. There's bond repairing systems that salons have been using for the last few years that they apply as a treatment at the shampoo bowl. This is, to my knowledge, the first of its kind home care that everybody on a daily basis can be using, and you need not go to a salon necessarily to get that service.
That's great. All right, so we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll address any additional thoughts that you have on this, and we'll talk about some of the other interesting things that 7 Haircare is doing in the marketplace. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Thanks for joining us. This is Patty Schmucker, and we're here on Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. I am delighted to be here with the president of 7 Haircare, Ryan Seiverson, who has joined us, and we've been talking about some of the interesting innovation that they're working on to be released in the market later this year, as well as the amazing salon they have up in the Pacific Northwest, and the story about how Ryan got into the business. So if you missed the previous part of our show, make sure you go back and listen to that. So Ryan, tell us at this point, as you're moving forward, what are some of the interesting things that you're doing with 7 on a giving back to the community?
Yes, certainly. You know, this industry, its foundation, I believe, is in warmth. Again, that stylist, that esthetician, the salon manager, everybody within the environment is dedicating themselves to making other people feel good. And we are inspired by our clients. I'm inspired by the service providers. And we're inspired by what we see around the world, particularly when it comes to an area that we think we can help somebody out. So we want to help people at our chairs in the salon, but we also want to have a proper outreach program. And I couldn't be happier to share with you that I believe 7 Haircare has found its rightful partner in this. There's an organization called Beauty Gives Back. And, you know, what a beautiful term for it. It's the beauty industry giving back. And we do so through a foundation that was established by Eden Sassoon. So she's the daughter of arguably the most famous hairdresser who ever lived, Vidal Sassoon. And she's carrying on her father's philanthropy and his outreach and his values. As she shared with me, this is a way for her to carry on her father's legacy, and 7 Haircare is proud to be a partner with Eden in the Beauty Gives Back program. This program particularly benefits what's known as the Thirst Project. And the Thirst Project's endeavor is to bring clean drinking water, mostly through the use of wells and the drilling of wells, to areas around the world where people don't have access to clean drinking water. And their sincere focus currently is on the country of Swaziland. And they chose Swaziland as their focus because it is so small, and because they firmly believe that by the year 2020, they would be able to drill enough wells and bring enough clean drinking water that the entire population of the country would have access to it. And with that proof of concept, you could then take it to the next country and the next country, and there would be hopefully a groundswell of support as a result. You know, this is particularly touching for me because our daughter chose a study abroad program during college, you know, like many students do.
Right.
And honestly, when she called to tell us, I thought she was going to say, so I've chosen Italy or Spain or maybe Australia, right? Somewhere exotic like that.
Right.
She chose to go to Tanzania, Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And she did so because she wanted to study how animals and humans still live together symbiotically. And she wanted to do a research project as a result of that. And when she came back, I was expecting to hear grand stories, of course, of camping on the savannah and, you know, dodging elephants and such. And while there were stories like that, what she shared first is the sincerely deplorable conditions that a lot of people live in there simply because they don't have access to clean drinking water.
Amazing.
Really moved by that. And so the way 7 Haircare partners with Eden Beauty Gives Back and then benefits the Thirst Project is when we hold events in a market, and we've recently done so in San Jose and in Denver, and we sell tickets to these events, we donate all of the proceeds from those tickets to Beauty Gives Back.
Okay.
So in one way, you know, we look at it from a budgetary standpoint. Instead of trying to, you know, pay for the event through the ticket fees, you know, we look at it as, all right, this is something that we're going to do. We're going to give back to our industry by doing inspirational events. And then we're going to take the proceeds from it and give it to Beauty Gives Back and ultimately to the Thirst Project.
That's great. And so what do these events look like? Is it primarily for the industry?
It is primarily for the industry. This is our first year of doing so. We call them define events. So based on our artists' techniques and style, we have a defined transformation, and that's where our editorial stylist, Damian Monzillo from New York City, he will have one model, and he will transform her look 3 to 4 times throughout the course of a 1-hour event. So these are industry specific. We invite stylists and salon owners from the surrounding area to come to have a nice catered event. You know, usually it's on a Sunday night or a Monday night, which are their weekends for the most part. We teach them something that they may not have known, a technique in braiding or photo styling that could help them in their salons. And all together, have a good time and do so by giving back from the beauty industry, from your heart. And it's proven to be very successful. I'm very happy with the results, and we plan on expanding it even further.
That's great. Well, it's got to be an exciting time for you as you're entering the beginning of your second year with this new operation. If there's one thing that you're really excited and looking forward to moving forward, what would that be?
I would say it's moving from a West Coast brand to a nationally recognized company with beloved products. We certainly have hero products within our line. Our Diamond Serum is currently our hero product, but as you heard me mention with the innovation pipeline, I think there are going to be even more heroes to come. In order for us to have a proper place on the stage within the beauty industry, we need to get to the East Coast. And it's not the easiest thing to do. There are shortcuts that you can take, but we are dedicated to taking the long, slow, what we believe to be proper road to becoming a national brand, and that's by limiting our distribution, being a bit hard to find, and developing products and systems and events that will resonate with the beauty industry and the consumer alike.
That's great. Well, thank you for taking the time to share your story with us. We really appreciate you being here, and we'll look with excitement to follow the development of 7 under your leadership.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So that will do it for us today. Join us next week when beauty goes back to school with the president of the American Cosmetology School Association, Frank True, will be with us. Send us your comments and questions to requests@American Made Beauty. Thank you for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Obstacle racing. You know you want to try it. Well, try Reebok's Spartan Race, the global leader in obstacle racing. With 4 different race levels, their goal is to get you up off the couch and throw you into the mud and on the trails to give you the adrenaline rush of your life. Obstacle courses are designed to test your resilience, strength, stamina, quick decision-making skills, and give you the ability to laugh in the face of adversity. Visit HealthyLife.net advertiser page and click on Spartan Race.
HealthyLife.net, the positive radio network.